Oh, remember I texted you guys? I said I got sexually harassed by a girl at a bar.
Billy, we said this. Welcome to Patreon, everyone. We said last week that if it kind of feels like sometimes you're starting to do things and you have in mind, like you're already thinking about, you can't wait to talk about it on the podcast.
No,
No?
not at all.
You were literally like in the middle of the last story happening as you were texting us and being like, I gotta talk about this on the podcast.
Well, it happened a few minutes ago, and I was like, oh, they would appreciate this.
But you're not being, you think, affected by thinking about the podcast.
No.
All right. Do you want to share the story Do you want to share the story?
Sure.
All right, go ahead.
Last week, I walked my friend's dog, and I went to go get paid.
The dog that killed the rabbit?
No,
that was Billy.
Okay.
And he works at a bar, and he's gonna pay me. And there was this British girl sitting there, and she said to my friend, "Are there any single guys here?" And he went, "Oh, Dan's single."
This is in the park?
Referring to me. No.
Where was this?
At a bar.
You brought the dog to the bar?
No, I walked the dog, and I went there to go get paid by the owner.
And then you went to a bar?
Where he works to get paid for walking the dog. Why are you at repeat?
Why am I trying to figure out what you're talking about? Okay,
I told you what it was, and you didn't. Whatever, never mind. You don't have to talk about this.
I was only. Oh.
And he left the room.
I didn't leave the room. I'm just like.
You turned your camera off? What's the problem? I'm asking questions about the fucking story.
Although I was getting frustrated because you still sound bad, but now you're just gonna yell that I sound like a robot.
But what's wrong with asking about what are you at a bar? Like what's
because I literally told you where I was and why I was there. Then you
when in the story?
Oh my god!
You told him
like
that now, or you told him
not actually. No, I just said I was walking a dog. I dropped him off, and I went to go get paid at the bar where the person
and maybe sometimes in conversations I missed the part where you said you dropped them off.
That's the only thing
I spark. Why would that spark rage in your body?
There's no rage.
Why would I? No, I dropped them off. Side.
There's no rage.
Here, watch this. No, I dropped them off. Side. Then we went to the bar. Oh, okay, cool.
All right, continue.
And this British girl said to my friend, "Are there any single guys here?" And he went, "Dan is," referring to me.
Yeah, because your name is Dan.
And she introduced herself to me, and she said she was here for 24 hours, and she lives in England.
Flight attendant?
And no.
Was she hot?
No.
What does she look like? White, black, tall, short, thick, skinny?
White. Large.
Tall?
A little bit taller than me.
A little taller than you, big old fat sloppy white butt.
Yeah.
Yes. That's my favorite.
What? No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
I love it.
No, it's not your favorite.
Sloppy white butt.
Her name was Lucy.
Okay.
Lucinda.
Okay.
Wow, you're just putting her all on blast. Lucinda,
She's never gonna hear this.
It's Patreon.
Lucinda, the sloppy bitch.
Okay, then what happened? So what happened?
British. So
Lucinda,
what
the British sloppy bitch.
If you close your eyes, does she sound sexy?
No.
She wasn't sexy at all.
Hi, so Billy June. I'd like to suck on your cock. Are you my cousin by chance? I like to suck my cousin's cocks.
So, did she have big old chimichangas?
Not really.
Okay.
I'm a sloppy bitch.
All right, go ahead.
Well, here's the part that my friend was joking around, being like, "Oh, this kid right here," because I just walked in. Yeah. What he didn't tell me was she had been there for the past 4 hours by herself, and she was totally blackout drunk.
Blackout.
Oh yeah.
So she introduced herself to me. She asked my name. She asked if I wanted to chat with her or be her friend, and I went, "Sure." 5 minutes later, she goes, "Hi, what's your name? Would you want to be friends with me?" And I was like, "Oh God."
You were sitting there talking to her.
No, I wasn't. She just came up to me again 5 minutes later.
So at this point, by the way, I just want you to know, the answer here is, at this moment, you walk away and ignore from that point on. If you were to do anything else, you maybe tell someone who works there, someone should get this lady help. She's not doing great.
She kept saying she was leaving.
I understand. But at that point, once someone doesn't remember that they just talked to me and literally starts over again,
Wait,
two
you
things.
go to somebody at the establishment and tell them they need help? Because if somebody repeats themselves to me, I leave. That's my cue to leave.
No, that's what I'm saying. I said you leave. I said the only other thing there could be to do is tell someone at the bar, like, hey, this person doesn't seem very good. Those are the only things on the table.
The person who told her to talk to me was the person at the establishment.
Oh, okay. Now the plot thickens like a big old fat white ass.
So then I was like, oh, let's like. She says something to me, and I went, oh, you're from England? I worked on the British Jerry Springer, and then she goes, oh, you're a cursed cunt. Then I bet you've never even had a girlfriend before. And I'm like, excuse me?
Wow, she figured you out quick.
Are you ready? 5 minutes later. Hi, my name's Lucy. What's your name? Do you want to be friends? I was like, I feel like I'm in fucking 50 First Dates. 10-second Tom over here. Wow. And then I said, I already know your name, and we've already had this conversation. And she goes, what? And I said to her, you called me a cursed cunt. You said this to me. You said I probably have never had a girlfriend. She goes, how would you know that? And I'm like, because we just had this conversation. And then she goes,
you're still having it.
She goes, I'm here for 24 hours. And I went, I know, and you're from London. And she goes, do you want to be my friend? I have a hotel. And I went, no, thank you. And she goes, what, are you gay?
Why no?
And then I went,
why no?
And then I said, why would I?
Free puss.
Safe.
No,
it's not appropriate.
It's
then
Patreon.
she goes, wait, then she goes,
Patreon.
Wait, she goes,
free Pustreon?
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
She goes, what, are you gay? And then I went, no. And she goes, are you offended by me saying that? Because you're very sexy. And I went, excuse me? And then she goes,
call for help.
And then she goes, why are you so offended? And I go, you can't just call somebody gay and then call them sexy. And she goes, gay, straight, bi, whatever. She goes, I'll fuck anything. I was like, Jesus Christ. And then I said, I don't want to talk to you anymore. And
where was this
started
bar?
tearing up.
Where's he at? What's the address?
So if you want to go there.
Where's this bar?
It's actually called Booby Trap.
Where is it?
In Bushwick.
Oh, fucking Bushwick, yeah.
You're never going there. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So go ahead.
And then she started telling other people that I was an asshole. And then she reset again and came up to me.
Why are you still there? And why is your mic so bad? Why is this
and
all
then
happening?
and then she left. And someone said from across the bar, you know, if this was a guy doing this to a girl, they would have been arrested already. This is sexual harassment.
It's Trump's America,
right,
baby. It's Trump's America. Let the freak flag fly.
Why do people bother with the reversal? You know, if this were a man, and I'm like, this doesn't matter.
Nothing would happen. If this was a man, he'd become president of the United States.
Exactly. Everyone says, "Oh, this was a man," but is that what's happening? B, what?
There was a girl when I was in Colorado, not this weekend, but a few months ago when I was in Steamboat, Colorado. There was some girl at the show. I was talking to her a little bit after the show. She said she was an interior designer, and I was asking her about HGTV, right? Then we all walk over to the bar, a bunch of people, and we're playing. I brought my dominoes, you know, so I'm getting my dominoes in, blah, blah, blah. And then she was over there. She said she wanted to play dominoes at the comedy club. Then we went to the bar. She was off talking to some guys, whatever. So whatever, we just started playing. Then she comes over and she was very much more drunk than she was earlier, like visibly, audibly drunk. And 4 different guys came up and whispered to me, hey, be careful with this one. She claims sexual assault a lot.
No way.
Yes. The guy who put on the show, the bartender, the other bartender, and some random 1-Up fan. He was like, yo, you talking to that girl? I go, nah, she was at the comedy club. They were just playing dominoes. There was a lot of people playing dominoes. He was like, yo, don't fuck with her, bro. Don't fuck with her. She says everyone like sexually assaults her. I was like, Jesus Christ.
So what'd you do?
I just
Did
play
you
dominoes.
do you fuck her?
No.
But you play dominoes with her?
She was attempting to play, but she was not in the right mind to play. So we just kind of just ignored her.
People got to stop being drunk in public.
No, this is like blackout.
Well, but isn't it crazy? Like, oh, baby. Okay, no worries. But she needs something. People.
Hey, shut that white baby up.
By the way, and I say this to Billy June, who we know has stories of being blacked out in public. Well, why? What are people doing? You can't be blackout drunk in public.
Do they know they're blackout? What does blackout really mean? What does blackout mean, Billy?
I wouldn't say somebody knows.
They
don't know that it's happening. No, they don't know that it's happening to them.
But you could know early on in the night that it could happen if you continue to go down a certain path and people choose to do it. Or
is there something where so many times in your life people have said to you the next day, yo, you were fucked up, you were blackout. You know what I mean? So then there's nothing inside people that go, maybe I shouldn't get that crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. And here's the craziest thing. They do it very often in settings with people like from their world. Like, for example, Cipha, you go on vacation with a friend or whoever.
I wish I had a friend. Yeah. Which friend?
The friend that you have children with, let's say, right? And y'all are on a vacation in the middle of nowhere, and you decide to just get lit.
Yeah.
The in-laws are there with the kids, and y'all go out and just get fucking lit.
Litty.
Who gives a shit? You were in Prague, and it's private, and you're lit, and you get a ride. It's all safe. You watch each other's back. Yeah, you watch each other's back, blah, blah. You're cool. Still not for me, but cool.
We're on vacation.
But people do this, like, for example, I have to go to St. Louis this weekend for WWE.
Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
I don't understand that response for so many reasons. But, so, if a Saturday night when I get off of work, it'll be like, is St. Louis an hour behind?
Sure.
Hey, Siri, what time is it in St. Louis? Yes, it's an hour behind. So let's say I get off, instead of getting off at midnight, I'm done at 11 and the hotel bar's open. Maybe we'll end up at the hotel bar, me and a few people I work with.
Why not?
And if I feel like drinking, I'd get 2 to 3 drinks.
Maybe.
And the third one, if I get 3, the third one, I'd maybe be like, oh, I start to feel a little fun. Ha, ha, ha. I'm getting talkative.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go, can I get a water? And I start drinking the water. And I go, I'm going to take my time with this one because when this drink's over, I'm going to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Because, A, I don't have it in me to get, I don't really know how to get wasted like that.
Right.
And B, even if I felt like I want to, I'd look around and I'd go, that person's senior at the company. That person's a really big star. This person I have to be on set with next time. I can't say, not even like I'm going to fall down. I don't want to say anything where I just start getting too loose with my words.
Yeah. But around coworkers.
Just meaning, and by that I'm talking about, I don't want to go off on a fucking Trump-Israel rant here. It's not appropriate. And as you get drunk, anything's possible. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to text Natalie and go, hey, I'm heading up to the room. And then I'm going to get up there and I'm going to find a lovely, an xvideos.com perhaps, a YouPorn, whatever your preference is. I'm not here to judge.
Right.
I'm going to see some ads that say, do you want to fuck a senior in your city? And I'm going to go, no. And I'm going to go to
seniors.
I'm going to go, why? So people are saying yes to this because they're advertising them everywhere.
Wait, do the seniors that are advertising these things, do they come out late? Like if you
I don't know.
You hit one of them at 3 a.m. She's like, I'm sleeping.
Try me at 5:30. By the way, it is crazy, right? When it's like, do you want to meet seniors who are down to fuck? And I'm like, why? Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, why do people, I'm not trying to be holier than thou, even though it sounds that way. Why do people get fucked up like that around people they have some level of a professional relationship with?
Mm-hmm.
There's so much bad that could come from it. Now, listen, you don't want to be a miserable wretch like Cipha sounds.
No.
Sober all the time. And no, that's no fun.
No.
But why can't you at least just have
Why
one
do
or
they-
two?
You don't want this guy. You don't want this guy. Why do they stop making pizza at 12?
Exactly.
What am I supposed to do here at this bar while
Does
everybody's drinking?
Does anybody want to go somewhere where they serve full meals still? You're all just drinking. There's a Denny's 35 minutes away. Who wants to drive to Denny's? Am I right? Who's up for a drive to Denny's? Oh, you guys want to stay here and drink? Okay. But I don't do that.
I'm sorry. The amount of people that late at night after clubs or shows or whatever, the amount of people that suggest a place and don't know if they're still serving food annoys the fuck out of me, because it's the only reason why I'm going.
Correct. And they probably don't serve food. It's like a 40% chance.
And you just go to this place with no problem because you're gonna fucking drink it up.
Oh, because if they're open, they have drinks. Of course. Why would they not have drinks, but never food?
Man, I was
But
at
yeah,
one spot. I said,
yeah.
"Do you have any lettuce back there? You have any lettuce for the salad?
Yeah, just give me send some.
Give me a hot dog bun. You got a hot dog bun?
Hot dog bun. Do you have lettuce and a hot dog bun? We're talking. Do you have ketchup? I will have a lettuce hot dog sandwich with no meat, please.
Yeah, I'll be like, yo, I'll go get it. Just tell me where it is. I'll go get it.
Billy, do you ever think when you're in these settings around all people that you definitely know in your work world, like, hey, maybe I should slow it down here because I'm going to end up getting stupid? And then what happens?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't.
But you don't wake up. I'm just curious. I'm not trying to be like judgmental, but you don't wake up the next day like kind of panicked, like, fuck, what did I say or do?
Yes, but also I would say like it's also like a social anxiety thing too, where like sometimes I do that because it makes me feel less like my anxiety like goes away.
What, drinking?
It. Yeah.
Yeah, but
then it hits the next day. Then the next day it hits harder. Yeah.
You're not able to like pinpoint what are the alcohols that might do that to me, and how do I remove those ones and just stay with the things that won't do that? Or like pause. Can I pause here and eat or drink water?
I do things like that.
But sometimes.
No,
But
not
sometimes you don't.
sometimes.
But I mean, sometimes it does end up being blackout, because you told us those stories before.
That was a long time ago.
When was the last time you think you blacked out?
Over
Maybe
a year
2
ago.
months
probably?
ago.
No.
Because I did recently run into someone who went, I somehow mentioned you or they mentioned you, and they're like, I saw that guy. He was fucking blackout drunk. That wasn't that long ago. But I don't know when his story was from. Just be careful. Don't get robbed on the train.
Man.
That's the only thing. Just once you start feeling good, here's the part you drunkards need to understand. Once you start really feeling good, is that I know this is like counterintuitive. That's when you start turning that faucet off and just allow yourself to like feel good in that zone. Drink some waters. Oh, I've been drinking tequila. Now I feel nice. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to drink water for a half hour. Then guess what? I want to keep the buzz going a little bit. I'm going to order a fucking Miller Lite after that. And I'll drink a nurse of beer. Yeah, nurse of beer. It's a little something, something. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you know what is going to happen? You're going to fuck around and you're going to wake up and find out you sucked your cousin's dick. And who?
Fuck.
And unless you wanted to do that in the first place, why? Why do it? You know, Saif?
Is it when he said? Is it blood cousin?
It's a great question. I think they call them cum cousins. Oh wait, you're saying are they related by blood?
Yeah, like it could be like his, step cousin or cousin by marriage, or the way black people just call everybody cousin. That's my cousin, play cousin.
But that's taking play
Where
cousin.
you
really,
know, I wanted to ask, where's Kanye's father? Isn't he still alive?
Yeah, he is.
Because everybody's talking about, when his mom died, he went crazy. When his mom died, where's the father in all this?
He sucked his father's dick.
It says he died in 2016.
Oh, whoops, sorry.
The dad did?
Kanye West's father, Ray West, passed away on February 17, 2016, at the age of 90.
Sorry, no disrespect.
Wait, that's not right. That's not right. Kanye West's
Where you
father
reading
was
that from?
90?
That's what Google's AI overview said.
Check something else.
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
Damn it, Kanye. Damn it.
It's over. This weekend it came on the Spotify, like Kanye was playing. I walked in the room and Natalie had her hands full, and I went up and I turned it off. I was like, I'm good. Done, not listening. I didn't want to hear it. But I was just crazy because I used to just listen anyway. Now I was like, I'm good. Born, let's see. Partner, okay. Children, all right. Mother, relatives. Oh, list some relatives. And list some cousins. Uh-oh.
Now cross-reference that with prison.
Where's father, though? I don't know.
Where's father?
His father, Ray West. But his father was 90. Wasn't his father in the Genius documentary? He didn't seem 90. And that was a couple years ago. This is confusing.
Told you. Maybe he sold his soul. Sold his soul to the devil.
I really did like the idea, though, of us leaning into being the people who follow the Kanye story still.
Let's see if it comes up.
Do you know how to rock Kim's grammar? Let's find the true reason.
No. I just want to run through it again.
This is a negative.
It's not coming up.
So I made it.
Apparently, Donda 2's out.
I don't understand that. Donda 2 was already, I guess they put it on streaming. It was already out.
No, Donda 2 is out. They released it.
But no, it was already out.
Huh? No, you're thinking about Donda.
No, Donda 2 was already out.
Sure?
Yeah.
But this is Donda 2. Who's that other guy in the video? Did we figure that out?
Yeah, top 5. I told you that. I was right about that.
Who's that again?
He's one of Drake's guys. He's some,
Wait, I thought that was the guy on the phone.
Yeah, and then there was another video he was with him in person.
No, the other guy with the hat when he's talking to top 5.
Oh, I don't know. The guy with the hat. Sully?
With the Scully.
This is a crazy headline. Kanye West appears to come out as gay in wild rant about Kim Kardashian and their kids.
Do we need to do this anymore?
What, the podcast?
Yeah, it's done. Guys.
It's still. Does it feel like today's the last day?
It's done. Fat Joe and Jadakiss.
Yeah, they got a show now.
Cameron and Mace.
Come on, what are we doing?
100 million, I think, right? Some shit.
By the way, I don't believe any of those numbers.
Okay,
but it's more than we get. I'm confident it's more than we have.
Yeah. So what are we doing?
Do you think today's a good day?
Unless there's another pandemic. Do we need another pandemic?
I don't know. Within a few months, they should start shipping the Jews off anyway, and I won't be able to do the show.
No, how can they ship the Jews off if they how can they ship the Jews off if they 100% support Israel now? Like the government is just 100% on board with Israel.
That's how it's going to go. What do you mean? That's the whole thing.
Oh, that's the rub?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that was the rub.
Bro, I get so frustrated to try to talk about it because literally my brain hurts when I try to talk about it.
Oh.
So now they're saying as of I don't know if the vote's going to happen today, but it's supposed to happen today, that they will make it basically illegal to criticize Israel. So, real quick. So, if you're on the outside not paying attention, but just seeing whatever you see.
What?
You hear that they make it illegal to be critical of Israel.
What the? How can that be?
Can I shorthand it for you? Can I shorthand that for you?
Yeah.
Damn, the Jews are taking free speech.
Yeah.
Damn, the Jews are taking free speech.
Okay,
That's
they're
they're
illegal.
going after.
What you just said.
Oh wait, that's ironic. I didn't even mean that. But that wasn't the point I was trying to make. The point I was trying to make is think about what the leftover impression will be on people when this bullshit, if it happens, were to happen. People would just be left thinking there's a special rule for the Jews and they've taken away free speech. Right? Then they're going to go, wait a second. Why is our country obsessed with Israel? Why do we care so much about the Jews? What is it? Why? Why are we so obsessed? Damn, what is it about these Jews? And wait, why is Trump? They said that the reason they're doing all these things, they're fighting anti-Semitism. What is this? It's going to lead, first of all, it's all a lie, obviously, right? Like none of us believe that the people on the right care about anti-Semitism, obviously. It's all a lie. So what is going on, really? And then I ask you, Saif, in earnest, what do you think really is going on? Like the obsession with Israel. It's obviously not about protecting Jewish people because none of this is making Jewish people safer. So what is it about? What is your best guess as the historian that you are, conspiracy theorist that you are? What is the right's obsession with Israel to the point that they're going to take away people's right to free speech over criticizing Israel?
I'm baffled with this one. I don't know. I mean, maybe military U.S. military stronghold in the Middle East.
Yeah, not enough. Has to be more.
Some scandalous behavior being, you know what I mean, coming to the surface.
What, they know things?
I think they know things. They're doing to America what J. Edgar Hoover did to the blacks.
Would you just holding dirt over the head of the U.S. government?
A lot of people. That's what I hear. Those are the conspiracy theories I hear.
Is that they have
like that's what all the Epstein Island is shit and Jeff Epstein and all these other.
What you mean that they know the information on all that stuff?
They not only know it, they set it up. They created it, those situations to get the information. This is not me talking. This is TikTok.
Oh, I didn't know this was moving around TikTok. So there are things on TikTok saying that there are Israelis, like Mossad people, who were setting up dumb American perverts, more or less.
Not just American, but yeah.
All kinds. Mm-hmm. And have so many different people in bad. They got Clinton, they got Trump, they got this one, they got that one.
That we know the big names like Clinton, Trump. You know, there's a lot of lower level guys that influence the big guys or in charge of this and that. You know what I mean?
And so because of that, the right wing people are just like whatever they want. We just do it, whatever. That's why we just keep rocking with them.
People too, probably. Not probably. There is Clinton's left wing, technically, right?
Well, I mean, he's more liberal.
Like how he ran. You know what I mean?
That's an interesting take, actually.
You never heard that before?
No.
You never heard that Epstein is all set up for that to get info on all these people?
No. Not and I never heard an Epstein Israel connection.
The girl's dad was like big in the Mossad. What's her name? His partner.
Ghislaine Maxwell?
Yeah, her father's like huge in the Mossad, I heard.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I assumed something else. I assumed it was like that what's going on is some like oil money.
That too. That's what I'm saying. Like, that
here's
listen, again, hi. This is not me talking. This is stuff I see on the internet.
I'm so depressed, guys. It's so bad. It's really, it's not, I can't even explain it. It's not good.
Why are you
It's
depressed?
really bad.
No, we're at some fucked up times.
But like you and I started doing our show together in like 07 into
07.
08. And we made the Jew thing a big thing, like a big bit on our show. And as a result, we were privy to hearing like, you know, some crazy shit over the years, some of which you guys have heard before, I think. Hold on. For example,
That's the fucking Jew nigga.
Yeah, the Jew nigga. The Jew, the super Jew nigga.
That's the Jew nigga.
Yeah, the Jew nigga.
something has changed. Like all the things that you and I ever heard over the years, there was never this much conversation around Jewish stuff.
Yeah,
Like it's uncomfortable. It's bad, and it's coming from every side. You have the Gaza situation, which just continues to be fucking horrible. They called up 20,000 more reserves in the Israeli army. And by the way, for people who don't realize, that just means random Israeli people, because everybody's in the army.
Yeah, once you turn like what, 18,
18.
19?
So there are people who are minding their business, living their life now, who are going to have to go kill and be killed in Gaza right now for no reason, just because they want to keep killing people. So you have that, which is turning literally the entire world against Israel. That's happening.
Is it?
Oh, yes. Internationally?
Yeah.
Oh, they're bad. They're down bad.
Really?
The opinion on this war is bad.
Really?
Oh, what do you mean?
I don't see any of that stuff. I don't see it.
Oh, yeah, they're a pariah. They've lost everyone.
I knew a girl named Pariah once. She had a fat ass.
They only have the U.S., and guess what the U.S. is? A pariah also. Billy snorted it. You're a pariah joke.
Wait, all they have is the U.S.?
I mean, basically, I'm not saying there's no other country that technically may be supporting them, but man,
you can feel the shit swaying.
I mean, they're not doing well with European countries. Mad countries in Europe have all turned and said, we can't support this. Oh, yeah. How could you? Who could support it? It wouldn't even make sense to support it. Like, and the idea that it's like, well, and this is what the douchebag moron Michael Rappaports of the world would say. It's like, you're not supposed to defend yourself. Yeah, sure. That was a year and a half ago. A little 3-week onslaught to show people what time it is.
We should send
the world would have forgiven that probably.
We should send over a bunch of bootleg DVDs of Shatas to Israel.
And then
they watch it. We time mark it and we go watch up into this part. And he goes, "You gone too far, Biggs." It's not funny.
You gone too far. So you have that, all happening. Then you have the right-wing Trump people. Now, real quick, with this bill that came out to basically ban anti-Semitism, it's weird. They didn't mention any right-wing anti-Semitism. They didn't talk about like the Jews will not replace us, the Charlottesville kind of right-wing stuff. They only included like kids on college campuses who are like mostly Jewish. Like they're the only ones. Does anybody find it weird that the Trump White House is going after higher education to quote unquote fight anti-Semitism? Do you guys know who the leading voices and minds are in like higher education at these schools? Any thoughts?
Who are they? What are you implying?
I'm implying that if you say the problem with these schools like Harvard and Columbia is that there's anti-Semitism rampant, I would go, that's interesting because I think a lot of the professors and people in power there are Jewish.
I see.
And they're just allowing free thought. And you don't like the free thought because most of it includes other people. And you were actually trying to go after higher education before October 7th. They've wanted to go after higher education because higher education in America has always been the main bastion of progressive, inclusive thought. And that doesn't work with your anti-quote DEI plans. So they always wanted to go after Harvard, always wanted to go after Yale, Columbia, Penn, Brown, et cetera. Because that's where all these places have been putting forward all these progressive ideas.
The CRT. Get rid of that.
The CRT.
CRT is evil.
What about this week? The Minnesota lady who called a black child the N-word and has since raised $600,000 in her support.
That's hilarious. I saw that. What the fuck is that? Well, why does she need the money for support for what? For court?
Because, yeah.
Did she get arrested?
No, but if she does.
Yeah, you're raising money. What did she do? She yelled at, she called the black kid the N-word?
A black 5-year-old.
Okay.
An adult.
Yeah.
Called a 5-year-old the N-word at the park.
And everybody's mad about that.
Well, the guy who was there and pulled out a camera and said, "Did you just call a 5-year-old the N-word?" And she responded by calling that person the N-word and said, "Well, I called him that because that's what he was acting like." I believe the child's also on the autism spectrum.
I hate to say it, but touche, lady.
What does that mean?
If he was acting like that, then is she in the wrong? She's like, no. I wasn't calling him that for no reason, sir. He was acting that way. Oh. I'm sorry. I got here late. I'm sorry.
We didn't know it was justifiable.
I thought you just randomly started yelling the N-word.
No. She had perfectly good reasoning, obviously.
Right.
So after the guy filmed her and she called him the N-word and blah, 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 then the people in Minnesota started like pushing the police to investigate and saying, we want this woman who basically attacked a child to be in trouble.
Yeah.
So then the racists found out about it and started giving her money on this crowdsourcing. Well, she started a crowdsourcing thing.
Oh, she started it?
She started a crowdsourcing thing.
I pray that she has a black husband and this was just a scheme they put together to get some money. That would be so fire. What if her husband is the guy who yelled at the woman in Central Park with the dog on no leash and he got the Emmy for the bird watching show?
Wait, he got an Emmy, that guy?
Yeah, he won an Emmy, bro, for his bird watching show.
No.
Yes.
The weirdo bird watching guy.
Why is he a weirdo?
Because I always maintained, I will maintain, that lady was horrible and everything she got, she deserved. However, walking around in the park, wait, wasn't he walking around with oh yeah, he had treats in his pocket and called over her dog with treats that he just kept on him.
No.
I was like, yes. I was like, that's a weird guy.
I don't remember that part.
Yes. He had treats on his own. He just kept them on him. I was like, that's a little dog kidnappy for me.
Okay.
But anyways, I didn't mean it in a disparaging way. I didn't know he won an Emmy. That's crazy.
Yeah, he got an Emmy.
So you're hoping that guy moved to Minnesota.
Yeah.
And then said, I have another plan to shake up America.
Yeah, we're going to get that money.
And not only will we get the money, we're going to prove the point of how racist these people are, that they would even donate money just to support attacking a black child.
Yeah, we're going to do racist OnlyFans.
That's basically what it is. But isn't it crazy? Because the same people who would give her the money because they're so excited that she called the child the N-word, they would also turn around and tell you racism doesn't even exist. But I'd be like, but then what are you so excited about?
That's what they're saying. Like, she's not racist. She just had an awkward encounter.
Yeah. And rappers use that word. So why can't a white lady? Why does Dr. Dre get to say the N-word and not a white lady at the park yell it at someone's autistic child?
I mean,
I see an apples to apples comparison.
Yeah, it's clear as day. Let her live.
I'm moving, bro. I can't.
Where you gonna move to? You think there's no problems over there?
European Union. It's not as bad as here. It can't
problems.
be. Yeah, but it can't be.
You gotta pay 40% taxes.
I don't care. I pay practically that now.
Oh nah, you gotta get a better business manager.
We have the same business manager.
I know. And every time she sends me the amount I gotta pay, and I go, nah, rework them numbers, G. Rework them numbers.
I don't think you're supposed to say that.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it out loud.
All right, with that, folks, we got to go.
Where are we going?
I have to leave.
All right.
I'm late for work already. You gotta get some work done. I want to say this, and I mean it. Go ahead. I apologize to our listeners. Today has sucked. No, what are we doing?
People like these episodes.
No, they can't. This has been pure horseshit.
No, this is the one
The
they like.
audio's no, but the audio's been bad.
The audio's
Billy
they
June
don't know the
sounds
audio's
like
bad because it
shit.
gets fixed.
But what about how Billy sounds? He sounds fucking awful the whole day.
I don't know what
And
you're
that's
hearing
how
from
I
Billy.
sounded. I sounded like that.
Well, I don't know what you're hearing from Billy that sounds so bad. It doesn't sound bad to
What do
me.
you mean? I thought he sounded bad.
Sean Eddie Combs.
No, listen. Do you guys hear the story about sucking his cousin's dick? I can't believe that Kanye West sucked dick. All right, later, guys. I hope you didn't hate this.
Peace, y'all.